so we're in chapter 1. We're working on adding and subtracting whole numbers. And this is part 2, okay? So we're just gonna go through just some best practices, procedures for addition. And let's see. I'm gonna put a problem here. We're gonna add the following numbers, and these, you might actually see the problems lined up like this. 8,935 plus 478 plus 2,825, okay? I wouldn't be able to add that, the numbers in that horizontal orientation. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna write it vertically, but we have to make sure that we line up the place values so that when we're adding ones, we add ones to ones and tens to tens, so that the numbers that we get, the digits that we get actually make sense. They have that value, that place value. So the first thing we're going to do is write the numbers vertically. And in order to get them to line up, I have to start with the unit with the ones. And that's a 4-digit number, so I know that that's going to line up just like the first number there. They both have 4 digits, okay? All right. And we're going to start by adding the ones column. We might have to we might have to do regrouping. And so there's going to be a lot of work going on above the problem, which I'm going to erase this part. So if I was working on paper, I would want to make sure that when I wrote my addition problem, I had workspace up here. So just in terms of it's almost like organization, right? So I'm just going to give myself a little workspace above. And as a matter of fact, I want to think about that workspace as also having something to do with place value. So I'm going to have a little bit of space above each of my numbers. You don't have to do this. You don't have to draw these pictures unless you like them. But you do need to keep your regrouping work organized in terms of place value. So, okay. So we're going to add up the ones cut unit first. And we have, again, I'm going to look for things that group to 10. So it's like 10, 5 plus 5 is 10, and then the 8. So that's 18. So I put the units here, the ones here, and I carry over one value. So 1 10 and 8 ones. That's how the regrouping works. Okay, and now I see another set of numbers here, digits that add to 10. So 7 and 3 is 10. 12, 13. So I'm going to put my 3 here because 13 has 3 ones and 1 10. So I'm going to make sure that that value here gets put into the next column, the next place value. Okay, and looking here, I see 9 and 1 is 10. And then I know that 8 and 4 is 12. So 10 and 12. 10 and 12 is 22. So I'm going to put my 2 in this hundreds place and carry out the other 2. And we have a 10, 8 and a 2 is 10, and 2 more is 12. Okay, so our sum is 12,238. All right, well, let's see what the next problem is, working with the notes from my math lab here. Oh, we have a word problem to look at. Always a good idea, always fun. So in this word problem, what is the perimeter of the region marked off for the construction of the brick patio? Great. Let's look at that. All right, so we have a brick patio. And it is 27 feet in this horizontal direction, and it's 18 feet here in this up and down vertical projection. And what we were asked for the perimeter, find perimeter. Perimeter is the how far all around. So it's the sum of the sides of this, in this case, rectangle. So there are 4 sides to the rectangle. So these two are the same at 27 and 27. And these two are the same at 18 and 18. So to find the perimeter, what I want to do is I want to add up the 4 sides. So 27 and 18, 27 and 18. Okay, gotta add these numbers up. Just something to be aware of. Adding and multiplying with 7s and 8s is often the hardest part of adding and multiplying. So when you look at this list of numbers, know that that might be a boundary, that might be a challenge, but that's what we're here for. For my job is to flag the places where most students have to work to learn, right? So sometimes like some of the learning is easier and some of the learning is harder. But when you're adding 7s and 8s, you have to work a little bit more to do it, most people anyway. Okay, and what I know is that, let's just look at 8 plus 7. Okay, 8 plus 7, again, you know, kind of stuck on the 10 thing. So 8 is kind of close to 10. So I'm gonna move 2 of these values from 7 and move it up here, and I'm gonna turn that in my head. I'm going to change that 8 plus 7 to a 10 plus 5. So I took 2 of the ones from the 7 digit and I pushed it up to the 8. And I know that these two sums are the same. And then I get it, that 8 plus 7 is 15. Now next time I have to add 8 plus 7, I think, wait, there was that trick. 8 plus 7 is the same as 10 plus 5, 15. Okay, so we have 15. 8 plus 7 is 15, and I know that 8 plus 7 is also 15. So I have 15 and 15, and so that's 30. And again, I catch myself, wished I had had a little bit more workspace here, but I got some, all right? So let me separate that. Okay, and what do we have? 3, and 3 is 6, and 3 is 9. So we end up with a perimeter of 90 feet. So the perimeter, find the perimeter, and you can answer the question. The perimeter is 90 feet. All right, that's our first word problem. By the way, I like that problem, and something real similar to that will come up on a quiz, on a test, okay? So we'll always kind of go to, you know, perimeters, and later on, you know, we'll do other kinds of rectangular type word problems. Okay, so that's it for this video. Next video is going to be on subtraction, and we'll probably do 2 videos on that. We'll see.